Ladies and gentlemen, boils and ghouls, it's the Scare Factor Podcast, Season 2.
You're listening to the Scarefactor.com podcast's very first Franken-sode, where we put together a few different types of content for you guys and ghouls into a single episode. First up, we've got our HPR, Haunt Public Radio, where we give you some haunt updates from across the country. And then we've got an interview with a brand new review team that's joining us this year. And then Andrew from Team Hauntorama takes the second half of the episode with an exclusive interview with Michael and Bart from Terror in the Corn, which was rated the Scare Factor's #1 haunted attraction in the country in 2021. So very excited to get this out. Let's get into the news.
Hello, you're listening to HPR, Haunt Public Radio. We now go live to field reporter Tyler Proffet with the podcast.
What's going on, everybody? This is Tyler with the Scarefactor.com. Today marks the start of the haunted attraction and public spice season officially.
Pumpkin.
Because we said, what did I say?
Public.
Public spice? Public spice. That sounds wonderful.
Let's
try that again. Today officially marks the start of the haunted attraction and pumpkin spice season. Today we are joined by my wife, Nora. How's it going, Nora?
It's going great.
It's going good. We got a special episode for you today. Now we're going to try covering a little bit of news in and around the country for you. Try our hand at that. Nora, you want to kick us off with some Midwest news?
Yes, we're going to start with Indiana. So the 13th Hour Haunted Attraction had to take last year off, but they are back for the 2022 season in a new location in Indianapolis. The location is easily accessible from I-465, consists of 25 terrifying acres, and will feature indoor and outdoor attractions. Also, in the Indianapolis area in Fortville, Indiana, Piney Acres, also known as Indy Haunted Loft, is under new management this year. They have rebranded the haunting attractions as Piney Acres Scream Farm. Their opening weekend will be September 23rd. Indy's newest haunted trail, Superior Haunted Trails, presents Unhallowed Darkness this year, consisting of a 25-minute trail with a twist. They are offering a Touch Pass upgrade.
Ooh, Touch Passes.
Mm-hmm. They will also offer various ticketing options and the Midway of Misery, where I seen that they were having some vendors and stuff. So we're really keeping our eyes on them to see what's going on there, as we've never been. Another new haunt and coming to Indy this year, A Brush with Death, is an attraction built by artists at the Indy Walls. So we're also not real sure about that one, but we do have a team that will be going there, and it seems like it's some sort of like art institute. So we're excited about that.
Absolutely. Shifting down south a little bit to Kentucky. Grim Trails in Louisville is starting back up here for the 2022 season with a new location at Tom Sawyer Park. We were able to stop in there a few weeks ago and check them out, and all we can say is that it is going to be badass.
Mm-hmm.
They actually really lucked into their location. It's very, very similar to their old one. So if you've been to Grim Trails before, you'll have that nice enclosed kind of vegetation type of trail feel. So very, very cool. We're super excited to see it. Last time we were out there, they were laying the electrical lines and getting some buildings ready to rock and roll. So yeah, totally excited to go see Grim Trails. American Horrorplex down in Louisville is hosting their 3rd annual media night. If you are an influencer, podcaster, YouTuber, or any other significant media type such as, definitely reach out to them to RSVP. They will definitely take care of you and get you some good opportunities to get some media for your channels. So definitely check out American Horrorplex. Also, I'm going to stop here and mention links to a lot of these things will be in the show notes. So if you're interested in clicking around, learning to find more, then hopefully you will see some links down there that'll help you out. Also new to Kentucky is a brand new haunt coming to Irvington, Kentucky. That's just a little southwest of Louisville, I believe. It's called Irvington Asylum and Escapes, brought to you by some of the folks from the Hattler Home Haunt. If you know who those folks are, they are very, very talented. Super excited to see how Irvington Asylum turns out. And also, The Legend at Pope Lick will be an immersive horror escape experience this year versus a traditional haunted trail. So kind of thinking outside the box there a little bit. Super excited to see what's going on at Legend at Pope Lick also. Going back up north a little bit to Ohio, we've got Kings Island Halloween Haunt. They're going to be adding several Sundays to the calendar this year, so very cool. Lots of chances to see them. And the Jail of Terror in Newark, Ohio. Newark? Newark, is they are back and under new management by Syndicate Haunted House Group. Those are some of the guys that run Haunted Hotel down in Louisville, Malice Manor in Indiana, Fright Haven over in Connecticut, the Asylum down in Oklahoma. They've got also Necropolis up in Indianapolis. They've got, I think, they're creeping up on 10 haunted houses that they've got under their flag, and every one that we've been to has been absolutely great. So we are super excited for the Trail of Terror, and hopefully some of us will...
Trail of Terror.
What'd I say?
Trail.
The Trail of Terror. Okay, yeah, so the Jail of Terror. We are super excited for them and can't wait to see what's going on in the jail this year.
So switching over to the East Coast in Pennsylvania, Hershey Park has added a haunted attraction to their fall festivities, Dark Nights. It will consist of 3 scare zones and 4 spine-tingling haunted houses. Down to Florida, Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights has announced their attraction themes for their 10 haunted houses this year, and we will have that link in the show notes, so be sure to check those out. In Georgia, Netherworld is back with 2 new attractions for 33 Nights of Terror this year, starting September 23rd.
And shifting gears over to the West Coast, up in the rainy state of Washington. Hey, that's where Tiphenie's from. The House of Spirits Haunted Cocktail Soiree. I think I said that right. They've added new locations for 2022. Looks like they're going to be in Seattle, Nashville, and Houston. The links to that will be in the show notes. And there's several haunted houses that were closed for 2020 and 2021 that are reopening for 2022. We've got a very short list of those right here. Some of those are the Haunted Town in Port Townsend, Washington, staying on the West Coast here. Haunted Forest of Maple Valley, Washington, and Scaregrounds in Kennewick, Washington. So very cool to see that some of the haunts that had to take a break are able to come back. So very excited for them. Down in Oregon, we've got the Nightmare Factory. They are reopening for 2022 as well. And then for California news, there's always stuff going on in California, and our friends over at HAN do a really great job of covering a lot of those. So next chance you get, make sure you go on over and check out the Haunted Attraction Network podcast, and they will get you up to speed on the haunt news for the California area as well as some other places. So... well, that's all we've got for national news for this episode. Nora, let's take it back for some in-house scare factor news that we've got for everybody.
All right. So this year, we have quite a few website updates going on. So right now, if you get on our directory pages, like where you go to find haunts and then click on, let's say, Indiana, you're going to get a big list of haunted houses that are in Indiana, and they're sorted by city. There is a new calendar button on there, thank you, Joanna, for the input, that will signify when a haunt's dates are released. So if you see this little red calendar next to a haunted house, that means we have their 2022 dates up on the website.
Yeah, and we're going to keep those moving forward throughout the year, and it's down where it shows where the haunt types are. So like you'll see little haunted houses and haunted trees and for trails and different things down there. It'll be right in that same line of the little icons, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're also working on other directory updates, so if you're a haunt and you're listening to this and we don't have your little calendar up yet, or you've got something going on for the 2020 season that you want to let us know about.
It's 2022 season.
Yes. Want to let us know about, then please send those over to thescarefactor@gmail.com or or fill out a form on our website. We've got contact forms on there because we want to get all of that information updated for you before haunt season begins, because once it's September 9th in this household, we won't be doing too many updates on our website because we'll be running around visiting haunts. Also this year, we have taken our theme and atmosphere categories, and we have shifted those more into a storyline and immersion area, and this new category will be called immersion. So it will both be looking at the storyline and atmosphere of the attraction before and after you walk through the actual haunts themselves.
Yeah, this is a huge change. The theme category is completely gone. The atmosphere category is completely gone. And we've kind of smooched them all together and introduced the storyline, like Nora said, in this new category called immersion. So we're really excited about that, working on getting the teams trained up. We're adding some new fields to our score sheets so we can make sure we get everybody scored correctly, and we're super excited to introduce that this year. And in the process of doing that, we've also adjusted all the other categories' weights as well. So this is very important to keep in mind if you're looking at comparing this year's scores to last year's scores.
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. They're going to be totally different.
Way different.
I mean, we've even tried plugging in some haunt scores that we had last year, and there's going to, even if it stayed exactly the same, there's going to be a difference in score. So definitely be on the eye out for that.
And Joanna has been working on our directory a lot, doing the updates and keeping the year-round haunt page going, where if you guys see the off-season events for haunts like Christmas haunts and Easter haunts, Joanna does a really good job at working on those. And as she's been moving along here closer to haunt season, when haunts actually have their ticketing links and dates up, she is noticing mostly a nationwide ticket increase on prices. So most attractions are going from $2 to $5 up from last year. And of course, I'm sure, supplies and demand and all that stuff will be taking that toll on those. But just be mindful of this haunt season that you're going to see some increased ticket prices, and that you still have options like Groupon, and for their area, you've got Cincy Savers, and there are some other places going around. And be sure to visit the haunts Facebook pages, social medias, websites, because sometimes they have coupons, sometimes they have contests going on, and you might be able to partake in some of that stuff to save yourself a couple dollars. So
yeah, we've already talked to a haunt or two that has said that they'll be increasing prices, but they're counteracting that with $3 to $5 off coupons. So definitely keep a nose to the ground for those deals.
Yep. Another general news item that we've been seeing, and we were just kind of talking about it a little bit in Indianapolis, we're seeing more haunts continue to add like light and slight touching. So we were just talking about Superior Haunted Trails is adding a touch option this year that's an upcharge. We're seeing that a little bit more at like some of our local haunts. We've gone to 2 recently that added light touching, Malice Manor and Black Orchard. That seems like maybe after COVID has kind of slowed down in some areas, it seems like that's something that attractions that haven't really done it so much in the past are now starting to get into a little bit. So that's something else. If you're going to visit a haunt for the 2022 season and you're a little worried about that, always check out those FAQ pages if they have them. And that will generally give you a bunch of information anyway. And so hopefully if a haunt is touching patrons, they at least outline that on their website to give you a heads up before you decide to go there. Also this year, we have had, I would say, 50 to 60 review team applicants come through and apply to become a review team for the Scare Factor. So far, 2 of them have become official teams. One is in Missouri and one is in Georgia. And we do have several others near the finish line of the application process, 2 of which are in the Florida area. So we are very excited to add some new review teams to our ever-growing family here.
Absolutely. Lots of reviews going to hit the radar this year. I think that's about all we've got for our in-house news, but we got some more interesting stuff coming up here for you. For the very first time, we now bring you to an interview with one of our newest teams, which is Cassidy from Team Graveyard Shift in Springfield, Missouri. Here's Cassidy. Well, Cassidy, thanks for being on the show with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely, we are too. Brand new team here for the Scare Factor. Things are happening. So we'll just jump right into the questions. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. So what got you started into visiting haunted attractions in the first place?
So I grew up in Indy, and when I was little, I was really scared of just about everything. I was really late into the horror game, and I don't know how my mom or my sister convinced me to go to a haunt, but they did. And we ended up going to Hannah's Haunted Acres when I was very little. And I just remember being so nervous about it and was really, really scared. But I ended up having like a fantastic time. The actors were great. They, didn't try to scare me too bad. They were just really gentle with like the kids with me. And so I just ended up coming out of it with a really positive experience, and that stuck with me throughout the years as I've grown to continue forming my own love for Halloween. And around the time I was a teenager, when I had my own car, my own money and everything, I wanted to experience that again. So I kept going to a couple more haunts and eventually started finding myself going more than once and and I ended up moving states and I wanted to see all the haunted houses they had to offer. So from there it's just kind of it took off from that point forward to where I just became an avid lover of haunted houses.
Sounds very similar to mine and Nora's story. Well, Nora got started a lot earlier than I did, and then when we first got together, I was like, "Why in the hell would I pay somebody good money to scare the shit out of me?" And then, yeah, once I went to my first one, I'm like, "Okay, this was pretty cool," and I was hooked. Hook, line, and sinker from there on out, and the rest is history. So,
So, what is your favorite type of haunt?
That's a really good question. I want to say I guess that there's not like a specific type of haunt that I prefer because I know there are some that has like a lot of variations of like themes and stories, and then there's one that sticks to a general theme the entire time. I guess my favorite type of haunt are the ones where I guess I'll say where they train the actors really, really well and they provide more than just come in here if you want to get jump scared a couple of times. Like they actually have some, interesting dialogue and things to say, even with the switching themes, or if they stick to a central storyline. They always have something interesting to show you. It's more of a theater show where they get to perform for you instead of just, you give someone money to scare them, which I've gone to a few haunts and that's fine. But my favorite types of haunt where they are the ones that actually want to do a performance and give you a story and just have an interesting overall arcing theme they're going for.
You're in good company.
Yes. So give us a few of your favorite haunts you've visited over the years and why.
Yes. Okay. So I want to, of course, highlight Hannah's Haunted Acres in Indianapolis. That was the one that got me started into loving haunted houses. I worked there for one period in 2017, and I just adore their attraction. They will sometimes stick to a theme for a couple of years, but they do switch things out and just provide something new and fresh so you're not just revisiting the same old haunted house every single year. They like changing things up and I've just always had a really good experience with them. And so definitely want to highlight them. I also want to give shout outs to the Hotel of Terror and Dungeons of Doom in Springfield, Missouri. I love their attraction. They were the first ones I went to in Missouri and I think they're fantastic. All the actors are really, really nice and fun to interact with. There's a ton of amazing actors in there I've gotten to know really well. And overall, just really, really cool and innovative stuff they're doing at those haunted houses there. And the last one I would want to give a highlight to, I'm not sure if they're coming back this year, but Branson's Scream Park, I believe it's called. They are doing amazing stuff down there as well. Like amazing animatronics, set design, special effects. They have just done a great job. And I do hope they come back in 2022. I guess there was an issue with property, but I hope they come back, especially because they do extreme nights where they are allowed to touch you and spray you and all that fun stuff.
It's interesting too to hear about haunts that all of us haven't been to. So we're going to love seeing your reviews coming in this year of covering those attractions too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, what are you looking forward to most this upcoming haunt season?
I'm always looking forward to haunt season. I'm always looking forward to it. I'm just more excited to try to experience more haunted houses than I have before. I try to hit a new haunted house every single year. Of course, revisiting the ones that I love and seeing what they've done different. I guess those are my favorite things about like this upcoming haunt season and what I'm excited about is just to see what they are doing, like what's different, the ones I've gone to how they've changed and grown and developed. I'm just really excited to see what those haunts I've been to have to offer, as well as hopefully get to experience new haunts I've never gone to before and seeing what comes out from them.
Excellent. Yeah. And that's one of the things I always look forward to is what changed, because there's always something new and interesting that I haven't seen before. So can you tell our listeners why they should trust our reviews? Because apparently some of them don't. Can you believe this?
Blasphemy.
I know.
Well, I know anyone can write a review. You know, you see Facebook reviews or Google reviews or Yelp reviews all the time of people writing reviews over haunts. But I could say that they should definitely trust Scare Factor because these are professionals in the field who love haunted houses. The people I've interacted with and the reviews that I have read myself, you can tell that they love what they do. They love this industry and they want to see everyone succeed no matter what the quality of the haunted house is. They want to bring everyone up and have it be the best they can, as well as promote them for other people who may not be sure. So definitely should trust the Scare Factor because they're doing things right here.
Now
We
that she's
should-
a
we
team
should
with us,
hire
I
her.
like how she's referring to all of us in the third person, and we will send you your check after the show airs.
We always needed a PR manager. You're hired.
Hey.
So, what is the funniest thing that's happened to you inside a haunt?
I have so many stories. I'll try to pick one or two here. One I love bringing up just because I love seeing people's reactions to when I tell this story. I went to the Nightmare on Edgewood in Indianapolis for an off-season Christmas event. And I didn't realize at the time that they are allowed to touch you there. So I came in not I've never gone. This is my first time going. Wasn't sure what to expect and I found out they were allowed to indeed touch you. Not anything too extreme, just like, you know, shoulder grab or might swipe at your ankles like with quickly, but not anything too crazy. Well, there was one point where I turned the corner and right directly to my left was Michael Myers sitting in a chair. But because he was sitting, I couldn't tell if he was a prop or a real person. So I just remember backing up from him in his tiny corridor, just screaming at him, like, "Are you real? Are you real?" And then he stood up and took up the entire width and height of the hallway. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you're real." And I started running. Of course, didn't get too far because he takes like 2 steps and he already caught up to me. And he ended up just grabbing my shoulders, backing me up through the rest of the hallway. And then I see that we enter a room and he just shoves me back and I land on a bed and I'm just staring up at him. He's just staring down at me for like a hot minute before he left. And I couldn't help but just make a quip to myself, just like, man, you could have bought me dinner first.
Right?
I love telling that story because especially when I always say like Michael Myers threw me into bed. It's always everyone's eyes always go wide. It's great. An- Another funny story I want to bring up. It's not like too like crazy like that, but when I did go to Branson Scream Park in one of their extreme nights, there is a point where they had me keep looping the same rooms over and over and refuse to let me continue. And every time I would get to the point where they would start looping me back, they would rather pour water all over me or dump wet noodles all over me.
Oh man.
Oh my.
Oh, it's funny in hindsight. I love talking it because again, the reactions are fantastic when I say that, but it was very funny. Just the fact they would not let me go through and I was just dripping wet with wet noodles still in my hair by the time I left the attraction.
I hope they didn't stink.
No, they didn't
they
stink at
stink?
all. They're clean. They're clean. They
Okay.
weren't stinky. No.
We've had haunts mix vinegar and like peanut butter and all kinds of nasty stuff in the noodles, and they make you
Oh.
dig around in it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not fun. So we were like,
Oh.
or is it those kind of noodles? Or yeah,
No. I would hope
Yeah.
not. That would be a lot of
Right.
peanut butter in my hair.
Right?
Well, there's probably a little bit of overlap with this question. Those were funny things. Let's open up that can of worms. What are some of the things you would say are the craziest things that have happened to you inside a haunt?
Okay, so I would like to talk about a couple things. So going back to Branson's Scream Park, there's stories upon stories I could say about their extreme night, including like having my hands put behind my back and my hair pulled and just pushed through the attraction. There was one point where it was like a pitch dark maze, and I ended up catching up with a group, and we're all trying to find our way out, and I just get grabbed from behind in a bear hug and pulled back into the darkness and was kept there for like 10 minutes cornered while he's like rubbing some sort of slime all over my face. It was intense. And I he also, that same actor, said one of the most like scariest things anyone's ever said to me in a haunt. He just like leaned really close to me and he asked me if I signed the waiver, which
Oh.
which made my
She
heart
signed the waiver.
yeah, that's exactly how he said it. It was terrifying. And then at the
I
end
didn't
of
know that was you. No,
he actually recognized me a couple years later, which was great. But and then the same night I got to the end where they had the clown room and the circus scene, and the clowns proceeded to steal my shoes, spray me
Oh,
with a water
shit.
bottle, and keep me in a bear hug for like 10 minutes while other groups passed by. So I was just kept captive a lot during that time, but also my shoes got taken. They tried to steal my socks, but I would not let them steal my socks. And they ended up putting one of the shoes like on top of a fake wall that I had to climb these like blocks to go grab, which is probably one of the craziest things that
Mhm.
I experienced at that time. I guess there's not like too many other stories I could say from other haunts that were as crazy as my experiences there, but yeah, those were intense, but I love telling those stories.
Yeah, those are good stories.
Mhm.
We've had them try to take our shoes, but none of them have succeeded yet. Now that I say that, they probably will. But
Right.
They'll
They're
be
gonna
they'll
be
be
out in
targeting you
force.
specifically.
right?
Stay tuned and follow the Scare Factor to see if Nora loses her shoes this haunt season.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Cassidy, for joining us. We'll let you get on about your way, and we cannot wait to hear about all the haunts in your area this season.
Yep, thank you so much again for having me. I'm super excited for this haunt season. I hope people are excited as we are.
Hi, Haunt fans. This is Andrew Montoya with Team Hauntorama here with the Scare Factor. And today we are joined by the masterminds of Terror in the Corn in Erie, Colorado. We've got Michael and Bart. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. Doing really, really good. Actually got a little bit of cloud cover today to work in, which was nice.
That's
So-
definitely got to be nice. Right now, we're experiencing 100-degree heat waves around here. So,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. So, what have you guys been up to since last season?
A lot. A whole lot.
I'll let you start, man.
So
There's
yeah,
so
last
much.
season was pretty crazy for us. Since I've been here, we've been having I guess a cap of around 20,000 people coming to Terror in the Corn. But last year, I don't know if it was the marketing that we did or if everybody wanted to get out or whatnot, but we went from 20,000 to 50,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the awesome thing, of course, I like to brag, but the bragging point is that our staff handled it like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. I mean, it was just a regular night. They just went with it, and we did really, really well. And but in that, we found out, as far as running the haunt, that there's a lot of things that we have to change to incorporate the 50,000 people that we have if we're going to keep doing that.
If that happens again,
Yeah.
and we're hoping so, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I know a big thing that we had to change was the wagon ride.
Okay.
So with having that many people, we were having to run the wagons really fast, which became a safety concern for us and for the Andersons. So that's a big change we made this year is there's no longer a wagon ride.
Okay.
So now it's straight walk through. So it's still a mile long. It's a mile long haunt, mile of mayhem. But yeah, that's a big, huge thing. The other thing is zombie paintball. I'll let you tell them about that.
Sure. So zombie paintball, bless its heart, is no more.
Okay.
The decision was made to kind of phase out zombie paintball. We'd had it here for several years, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. And Also, in part because of just the sheer number of people that we've got coming through, it was just very, very difficult to manage that. And then actually just trying to focus on 2 different events with that many people, admittedly, not impossible, but very, very difficult.
Absolutely.
So the decision was made that zombie paintball would be phased out this year. We're going to be doing some things hopefully next year to bring it back in a different format. It won't be a trailer ride or anything like that, but we'll keep that kind of a secret for now. But it'll be some form of it. And if plans go as planned, but it's enabling us to really focus a lot on the haunt itself, because even with the loss of the trailer ride, we're adding quite a bit to it. I mean, brand new, huge entrance to the haunt, and big ending to the haunt. Big, massive. It's been a lot, and we've been building like just 90 to nothing. Really with just the 2 of us. We have Dylan that's here with us, but Dylan primarily is focused on more the electronic stuff and the airlines and all this kind of stuff. As far as the construction goes, he doesn't get to help us as much. So we're putting a bunch of stuff together, and it's been crazy. But it's nice though, because we're being able to focus on that just like 100%.
Well,
absolutely.
It's not as big of a change as we did last year. Last year I didn't realize how big of a change we did until we actually did a map view for the haunt this year, and I went, we changed about 50% of it last year. So there is a couple of changes inside the haunt, what you're normally having. I know the big huge part was like when you went into where the hotel was. That was the actually start of the haunt after going through the corn and all that. But since we're not doing that anymore, we actually got 2 huge facades on either side of the hotel, and that way you're immersed into it as soon as you come out of the corn. It's no longer an open area. You can't see the road anymore. You're still immersed into the haunt. We did do a huge walkthrough around the haunt to the back to actually get to the corn now, because we don't have a trailer to go back there. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge change. And of course, as he said, the entrance and the finale is absolutely big, huge changes. Another thing we did, which has been stuff that we haven't really messed with for a while, because again, 20,000 people, we had that sorted out. Everything was okay. This worked. So with the 50,000, that's another thing. We changed up our queue line a little bit to make it more fun, I guess you would say. we got some 2 animatronics in there that are going to be DJs and playing music and keeping everybody, and
Very
also
nice.
too, we took out a lot of the crypts and put more of a rope style in there to keep movement, keep a lot of people in there, and also too for our actors to be able to play with people while they're in queuing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to admit, you speaking about the finale, I saw on TikTok some of the framing that you guys have got going on, and it looks like you've got quite a maze going there. So I really look forward to seeing that this year.
Yeah, the big thing with the finale is that the one thing that I didn't like was that people could watch everybody across the street. And I was kind of wanting, I hated that somebody could look out and lose themselves in the immersion of the haunt. So I wanted to enclose everything. Also, too, I wanted to give our actors a chance to be able to escape, because the chainsaw guys that were there were always out and about. They would never be able to hide anywhere or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing, is we have through that huge area that you're talking about, we have a huge actor run. So we'll probably have 3 to 4 chainsaw guys in that whole actor run that can pop out at any time. So you never know where they're going to come from.
That sounds like a great finale. Absolutely.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
There's I know one of the other bigger changes is that for the longest time the main antagonists for the haunt have been the Wells twins.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that came to the town and kind of disrupted everything and killed everybody, did all their horrible stuff. And I know Bart had wanted to for a while. Terror has always been a little bit kind of pigeonholed in the fact that it's this 1890s, 1900s, kind of Western town, which is great and a lot different from a lot of other haunts. But I know Bart had always wanted to kind of branch out a little bit character-wise. So he came up with this new character this year of this witch, Demetra, who is has now come to the town, and she is at war with the Wells, because the Wells want ultimate power. The witch wants that power. So now that she's there can be a little bit more of a kind of a fantastical element to it. So there won't be a lot of new kind of crazier characters necessarily this year, maybe a couple, but next year we're gonna really expand on that. And because of her her powers, it opens us up to having more than just kind of corpse cowboys and things like that, and start having a wider variety of characters. Again, you'll see a few this year, but next year it's going to be a major expansion of that.
Oh, very nice.
That's another huge change.
Yeah, that's a huge change.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it.
It's great. We were like talking about this before talking about. Oh yeah, we'll talk about this, and this, and then now we're on here, and it's like, oh yeah, we're doing this.
Of course, that's always the way that it goes. All right, Lenny, it sounds like there's been a lot of changes. Anything fans should keep in mind when paying a visit this year?
Thursdays and Sundays.
Okay.
Our system that we already have, which is our time ticketing system, actually helps out a lot. It really does. The biggest thing is that, I mean, that helps out tremendously, the time ticketing. Also, the cool thing is that if you come here, you get here around, you can get here 4 in the afternoon, but you can get here anytime during the day, because that's the cool thing about what a lot of people don't realize is the ticket to the actual haunt actually gets you into the farm to do all of that stuff too.
Yeah.
And which a lot of people don't realize that. And
that's
so
one of the best values in Colorado, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's just considering, the cost to get into just the farm, if that's what you're coming for the fall festival, the haunt actually is just a little bit more. And you get the whole thing for the whole day. And so,
I mean, if you're looking at the haunt ticket is maybe $14. if you look at everything you get and what the value of the farm ticket is versus and all that, basically the haunt's $14.
Yeah,
there you go.
Something else that we tried last year that we were kind of curious how it would go was we had come up with this platinum pass thing, which was we because we had 2 different events. We offered this platinum pass, which basically got you instant access to Terror, got you instant access into Zombie. And then you also got like a T-shirt and some other stuff, that came along with it. And you got really cool like lanyard and all this stuff. And we kept it a small number of people, per night, small number of tickets per night, just to see how it would go. And it went incredibly well, actually, as far as a lot of people really wanted to take advantage of that platinum pass.
We had to shut it down a couple of nights. We were just like, so many people that we just didn't have the time to because we had to put a lot of time into it, because it was a brand new thing. We didn't know how it would go. So we didn't realize, we actually need staff for this. We thought we could do this ourselves, and all that, but it didn't work out so well.
Yeah. So this year, one of the things that helps us to still offer the platinum pass is only having one attraction, which of course in part of our queuing system, we have a line specifically for the platinum pass. We have somebody that's prepared to meet you there, bring you to the line, let you hear the rules, sends you in. And then to make things a little bit easier for our folks out in Zombieland, which Zombieland's the merch booth that we have, where you can buy, T-shirts and hoodies and sweatpants and all kinds of crazy stuff, is the stuff that you get, we put together in what's called a swag pack. And it's basically this little pizza box looking thing. And in it, it's got everything from a beanie, which it's going to be a beanie that you can only get if you get the swag pack. But it's got a keychain. I should have had the list right.
There's a lot.
But there's a bunch of stuff in it. And so you also get the swag pack. And so to make it, again, easier for our folks in the merch booth, it's like, oh, you're the platinum pass and everything. Here's your swag pack. So we don't have to sit there and throw stuff in there. We opted not to do T-shirts again, though, this year, because we did find that because of the various sizes of shirts and everything that you needed, and you could pick what shirt you wanted, we were running out of shirts so quickly that we had to start, offering other things instead. So we went with more of a one size fits all thing, which is the beanie. Everybody likes beanies.
There you go. Yeah.
And again, it's got this cool logo on it that's exclusive to the pack. And we're actually offering the pack separately too. If people don't want to do the platinum pass, they can actually purchase the swag pack, and it's basically everything you get in it. I think it's like $15 or more less if you buy the whole swag pack than if you bought everything individually. I don't know the exact dollar amount if I had it sitting here in front of me, but you save money if you get that. But that was something we came up with this year to help us to manage it better.
Oh, absolutely.
And to offer our customers a more kind of efficient and nuanced experience.
Mhm.
And I think they're really going to enjoy it. Certainly on those nights when we've got 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people. Being able to get in almost immediately is a big benefit, and all the cool stuff you get with it. So
absolutely. It's kind of hard
so
not to do that.
one of the weird things that's going to be in the pack is this is one of the weird things is that for people that are really into candles and the little melts and stuff that you get, we actually have the specially designed Terror in the Candy Corn wax melt that will also be included in the swag pack, which is, again, it's like, man, no haunt does that. It's like
exactly.
I mean, some people will be like, "What's this?" But other people
experience there.
But it's a bunch of really cool stuff. I mean, everything in it just looks great. So
that's awesome.
I don't have the list in front of me, but anyway.
That sounds like it's jam packed full of good stuff.
Yeah, it is easy to carry around. It's,
right.
What else are we doing, man? It's like there's so much.
There's we had a list. We had
we should have written it down while we were talking about it. I guess getting back to the queue line, just to mention if people are interested in it somewhat, is because of the sheer number of people that are, and again, we don't know if we're going to get, those kinds of numbers again, but even at 20,000,
we're definitely prepared for it this year.
We want to be prepared.
Oh, good. Absolutely.
We're expanding the team of people that are going to be managing that, everything from the rules to scanning. It's going to be a very, very different experience than I think it's ever been. I know Bart mentioned having the animatronic DJs out there playing music and everything, so it'll be more of an upbeat atmosphere as opposed to just being in this enclosed queue area, just kind of standing there in the dark waiting to work your way through. Okay. And plus, with people not having to load onto the trailers, which again, personally, I miss the trailers because I think that was a really cool experience.
Yeah, I love those trailers.
But for efficiency's sake, I mean, it will keep people moving as far as being able to get them, through and into the haunt. So where the wait in line is generally not that bad, even with the time ticketing, it moves pretty quick. It's going to move even faster. So I think people will have a much better pre-show experice just with the way that we're setting that lineup now. So
absolutely. I know you guys sold out a lot last year. A lot of nights were selling out. Do you think you're going to have enough, timed ticket slots available this year to cover the 50,000 plus?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, we will. We will.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we will. If actually everybody came and we filled up all our time slots every single night, we would have, which I don't want.
No, I don't want this either.
90,000 people. We don't.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't wish
possible.
That on you guys.
It's possible. Don't want it.
Because as it is, all of our actors are already last year were, you're a liar, dude. Because I'm like, hey, it's Sunday night. It should be a little bit slower of a night. It's going to be, wait, we have how many people? Okay, this is going to be a really busy night. We're going to be, they're like, you lied. You said Sunday was going to be so much easier. Yeah. So, I mean, it still is definitely less than a Friday or Saturday. So I recommend coming on a Thursday or Sunday.
There you go.
But definitely busier than what it's been for us in the past. Because we were selling out a bunch of the Fridays and Saturday nights. It was overwhelming. It really, I mean, in a good way, because we weren't sure whether or not we could handle it. It was like, can we really do this? Can we get these people through? And one of the things that really surprised me, and I mean, I don't know if I should mention this because I don't want to jinx it or get anybody any bad ideas, but because there were so many people, I was worried, hey, if people were waiting too long in line or for this, people maybe would be complaining about us and maybe giving us bad reviews and stuff. Because that's important to us. We want everyone to have a great experience.
Oh yeah.
We had more reviews than we have ever had. And like 98% of them were positive 4 and 5 star reviews. And we're going,
which is awesome because again, it's you got that area of, okay, either they wait longer and they're spread out more, or we let them in and they're not spread out at all and they get through the line real quick. So there's always that little juggling act. And you always try to find that happy medium, but when you got that many people, it's hard. And obviously we did great because again with the reviews,
we were
happy.
We were really thrilled and I'm personally surprised. I mean, not that I didn't think we had a good show, but people can sometimes complain about the dumbest thing, and not dumbest things, but everybody has things that, oh, it's cold or it was this, but really the sheer number of positive reviews was just really amazing to us. And then you guys, I don't know if we should thank you guys like on this interview, but I really want to thank you guys because the fact that we, ended up getting that top spot in Scare Factor, not just in Colorado, but in the nation, we're still kind of like, what? How? I mean,
trust me, I thank you guys for that. You guys put on a great show last year, and certainly hit that sweet spot.
That's awesome.
The thanks are all due to you guys. Thank you for the great show.
Yeah, our actors
and I have not used that in my advertisement at all.
Yeah, we keep that really low key. We don't really mention it much. Oh yeah, see, it's like right over your shoulder.
You want to duck down a little bit there?
Badges over there, yeah. But yeah, that was such an amazing surprise, and I mean, we felt, I guess, vindicated for all the hard work and the pushing and the supporting our actors, and again, it was such a great thing for them. We were excited about it, but our actors were just like, because like every year, like when we got on actually this year when we got on the list of like the top 10, they were just like, wow, and then boom, all of a sudden we're like, we're number one. What the heck? And I was waiting. It's like, wait, are we going to lose this spot?
You held strong.
Yeah, we kept it, and
of course, the number 2 guys, which is Reaper's Revenge, we're good friends of ours, and so they were giving us a hard time.
Oh yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, we were number 1 there for like 3 days. We really appreciate that. But yeah, those guys are awesome. Yeah. He actually said, if I'm going to be in the number 2 spot to anybody in the number 1 spot, I'm glad it's you guys. So it's like,
that's very sweet.
Yeah, we're like, whatever. Yeah, apparently he used to watch a lot of our Hunters Life videos and stuff, and it was like, so he knows us and knows who we are and everything. But again, great guy, and so that was kind of a couple of funny conversations there. But
no, absolutely, absolutely, always good for some fun.
We're just rolling along. We're trying to get as much done as we can. We're wanting to put on a better show than we had last year. So we're going to keep improving every year. I know the biggest thing, like you said, the queue line anywhere is the worst part of your show. Absolutely, just the worst part of your show. So we wanted to try to make it as fun as possible in our queue line with really pumped up music and getting people actually in the mood to have fun.
So our actors are already getting excited again, though, because they're already like, wait, when do we open? When do we open? And it's like, okay, we open September 23rd. Huh? 3rd. Is it 23rd?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I keep wanting to say
September 23rd.
23rd. Right. They're getting really excited. Actually, we're having a kind of an impromptu actor training this Saturday night that our house manager is actually going to run with one of our actors, and they're like, all right, yeah, we're ready. We want to come out and do it. And but we've already been, getting set for all of our hiring. I mean, in the next couple of weekends, we're going to start all of our auditions. We've already got people applying and booking their auditions, and it's like, how many do we have? That's great. So I guess people are wanting to come work with us, and we're excited about that because.
But you're going to need them with 50,000 people.
Yeah, and a little bit of expansion we've done on the haunt. It's like. Because that was one of the questions that was asked to us, like, well, now that you're not going to have, zombie paintball, you won't have to hire as many people, right? And we're like, no, that's not true.
Keep expanding the haunt.
We're just going to hire all those people for the haunt now. Yeah. And so we're getting ramped up to do that, and we're really excited how many people are signing up for it and how many people are coming back. We're getting geared up now on August 20th, we're going to be out at Monster Days,
absolutely.
Working with Ed. This is like, I think, our 5th year now working with him, and Distortions, bringing out, a bunch of our actors. I think we've got like almost 40 people coming out, working some of their games and walking them, taking pictures and doing all kinds of stuff. And apparently our Scream contest last year was a big hit. So we're going to do the Scream contest, give away some swag packs and shirts and stuff like that. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, tons of new merchandise. Actually, we kind of went crazy, because last year was the first year that we ever had some, we've had shirts and stuff, But last year was the first year we really kind of went all out and had just all kinds of weird, like, oh, let's get sweatpants. So let's see how those people apparently love the sweatpants.
I have actually seen some folks wearing some sweatpants with
sweet.
Oh, that's
I will tell you.
Awesome.
That's awesome. The only terrible thing is I didn't get a pair.
Yeah.
no.
Well, we reordered for this year.
We reordered, so I'll have to get some.
But we're working with some really great people on, shirts and hoodies, and they even came up with it's kind of funny because these jerks. So they're awesome guys though. They like showed up one day and they said, "Hey, we had this idea for a design for one of your shirts," and they like took out a shirt and showed us this cool design that they had this guy do. It's some guy that did some work on what movie? He did some work.
Morbius? Is it Morbius?
Yeah, I think he did some work on the Morbius movie.
Morbius.
Okay.
And but anyway, so he had him do this design for us, and of course he pulls it out, and we're like, "Oh my god." Okay, yeah, we'll order some of those. We're going to get those on some hoodies. It's this really awesome design that really fits, like I'm pointing like I'm wearing it. That features kind of the logo character that we've always had, but more fleshed out as a character. And so we're kind of excited about that. This really cool new design that we've got for, again, it's going to be on shirts and hoodies and stuff.
Which sparked also another thing is that I'm like, okay, we got this scarecrow guy.
Yeah, it's right over your shoulder, right there.
Yeah, why do we not have him as a character? Why? So
that's a great point.
Oh, all right. So I went home and sculpted the mask.
Uh-huh.
And then I got my wife, she's doing the costume, and then so yeah, we'll have Jack, which is his name. We'll have Jack as a character this year on stilts. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. We'll have to watch for him haunting the corn.
Yeah, so we'll have to. So a little shout out to a company called Skazma. It's Skazma, and they're here right in Longmont, Colorado. They did our shirts and stuff last year. They're doing our shirts and stuff again this year. They've been amazing to work with. So I've got to give them some credit. But it's their fault now that this character is now going to come to life. It was like, great, one more thing to do this year.
Oh, no.
But the sculpt looks awesome, and I know Michelle's working on a costume for it and everything. So I cannot wait to see this character fleshed out. He's going to look so
absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's another kind of a new exciting thing that we've got.
we're just building. We're just going.
Now, it sounds like you guys have been keeping yourselves more than busy over the past years.
Yeah, we've had so many ideas that we almost got like a 5-year plan already. We like, okay, we don't have enough time to do this, so we'll do this next year.
Right.
Yes. So this is what Bart had to do, because last year, was last year first year here? No, last year was second year here.
Yeah.
So he learned I'm old, Alzheimer's. He learned very quickly that I had he's known me for 20 years or whatever, so he knows that I've done this, but I had a bad habit around Greg of saying, oh, what if we this? And then all of a sudden it'd be like, and next thing you know, we're doing that too. But we said this year we are shutting that down. This is what we're doing this year. If you have an idea, or if he has an idea, or if Dylan has an idea, write it down. We'll put it on our thing next year. Or the year.
We'll visit all this next year.
We are not going to suddenly add because of all the stuff that we were already adding. So we've learned to kind of put a control on that so that we get everything done in time and have everything ready for when we open. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So we've had to kind of curb that kind of insanity, but we've done.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're not curbing it. You're just planning for the future. So I guess that's good for us. We've got more to look forward to.
Next year. No, I won't say anything.
Well, it looks like we are about winding down on time here. So before we let you go, was there any news you'd like to get out to folks before we say goodbye?
I don't know about news or anything, but I mean, just reminding everybody to, that we're opening up on what day?
September 23rd.
September 23rd.
We'll be open up not the first Thursday, but every Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah. And of course, go out to, tearingthecorn.com, which we've got all of our information on there, a lot of stuff that's coming up. Go to our Facebook page. I know Bart's been working with a TikTok page and stuff that's showing some stuff to do, but that's more internal stuff, but it's still kind of fun for some people. But between Facebook and Instagram, we've been trying to, keep everybody, up to date and entertained and ready, for what we're doing. Let people out there know that if they're, anywhere, within whatever's a decent driving distance from Erie, that, we are going to start our hiring. So, go out to the terrorinthecorn.com page, and there's an employment page. You can go on there and fill out your application and book your audition. And I mean, the more the merrier. We want to fill this place. And I said, we're doing good so far, but
Join the insanity.
huh?
Join the insanity.
Join the insanity.
There you go. That's a great pitch.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, another thing we did this year is we started, I guess, a club, you would say, for the Terror and the Corn staff and all that, called the Fright Squad.
Fright Squad. Yeah, not Fright Squad. Fright Squad.
Fright Squad.
Yeah,
which is a new thing and all that. And so, there's a lot more implement into the actor or the employee of Terror of the Corn. You get start getting patches now. You can actually get yourself a jacket, and a lot more awards and all that we're doing this year. That we're going to start doing a lot more within the years coming. Am I saying this right?
Yeah. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Because I mean, our actors are.
The actors are either make or break your hunt.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely.
the most important.
They're the blood that runs through this place. So.
So terrorinthecorn.com.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Well, yeah, please do visit terrorinthecorn.com. If you're looking for a job and you're in Northern Colorado, do not hesitate to apply. Great place to work. And of course, don't forget to check out the scarefactor.com, not only for a review from last year, but to keep yourself apprised of all that's coming for 2022. And with that, we will say thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. And you guys have a great afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
We'll see you soon.
All right, folks, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you check us out on all the socials at The Scare Factor. We will be bringing you special episodes through September, so stick around. And while you wait, make sure you check out our YouTube channel, also at The Scare Factor. We've got a ton of good videos already on there and plenty more coming up from this haunt season. We're going to be bringing you some more walkthroughs of haunted houses and recaps and just all-around great stuff over there, so definitely check it out. And also, don't forget to check out our website, thescarefactor.com, for all of the haunted houses in your area. We are a great resource for finding haunts, just general information about them, as well as our reviews, our videos, everything's on there. So hopefully we'll see you guys at a haunted house while we're out and about this year. Until then, stay scary.
.com.
.com.